Alright, here we'll just do a quick little video just to show what we're seeing now. That device is pointing from here, directly that direction, okay? These devices were pointing just about in the same direction. That's when this was moving up this way and this was bigger. Went to work today, left them on the offense coming directly west when we were seeing this troublesome area. Wasn't so much worried about this. I did have these were pointed slightly down this direction, but as you can see now it's moving up almost completely south from us. They might try to feed it. It doesn't look like they're going to feed it. You can see this severe weather down here is dwindling. There is no severe weather here. That's because the reach of the big harmonizer, I didn't have that plugged in. I'm a poor fucking bastard and I don't have enough money to run all the frequency generators I need. I have a frequency generator there. I got that tethered into it. I got a power device tethered in there, 2 powered coils in there, got a powered coil on the bottom of there, got a powered coil on the bottom of there. I got a power coil on the bottom of there, power coil in that device. I have a power coil there in the base of that device, and then in the base of that device, I have another power coil sunken in orgonite. And then I have a coil here. I have a power coil in the base of this pyramid capstone. So that's what we have going on. Someone asked a question earlier. I'll write some words down as well, and I'm running that frequency generator with all of those. And I also have a power coil here at the top, at the end of that AccuVac coil. But that's what we're running, and I'm running some frequencies through a tone generator into the device, that device there, the new Giza. It's a Nubian shape on the top, Giza on the bottom. Let's try to give you a side shot here. That's it's basically a new Giza. They both have the same base ratio. You just have the Giza on the bottom and the Nubian shape on the top. So, yeah. And so we're running all of this. This is a real painstaking process anymore to keep the geoengineers at bay, we'll say. I got a tensor field generator of it is Teotihuacan qubit, and you got a bunch of harmonizers in a stack here. We're running Slim Sperling's environmental clearing CD through them, and that's what we're looking at here. So basically, let's take a look again, like I tried to show you in the last video, that they built it here. They tried to merge the storm moving from Texas with that storm together to make one big storm. As you can see, it's moving up and around the devices. It is not wanting to man-made weather. Natural weather is not affected by this technology at all. I have not seen man-made weather in 2.5, maybe, yeah, 2.5 years, easy. And so that's kind of disheartening, to say the least. But there's people out there that don't even believe chemtrails are real. Then there's people that don't even believe that with this pseudoscience that you can have an effect on it. I'm trying to give these people a little bit of, credence here and you can take it for what it is, okay? That's all I can say. I didn't believe this shit was happening, okay? I didn't want to believe this shit was happening. Once I did enough of my homework, I said, and what I did, you know what I did? Instead of looking at my cell phone, I started looking up in the sky. So then I started noticing, okay, oh, you can build a do-it-yourself device? This was the first chembuster that I built. I put a little bit of money into it. It was upwards of about $200-300. And that was that was 4.5 years ago. I built small chembusters before that and was building orgonite, but basically that was the first chembuster. I just took it and upgraded it, and I put it in the bucket, and I got a coil. I got one right here in my fucking pocket, and I'll show you. It's a monsoon coil. You can wrap a crystal with a coil, or you can wrap what Stephen Gitas, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, Stephen. Stephen Gitas out of Australia came up with a design, almost like a rodent coil, to wrap a tensor ring with a coil and pulse the frequency and put the crystal in the center. So instead of wrapping a crystal with a Mobius coil, you're wrapping a tensor ring with a coil, and then you put the crystal in the center, and then you pour it in orgonite. And then we're getting outstanding results. Way higher Bovis readings on the scale than you would with a traditional Mobius coil. So I probably will not ever go back to using Mobius coils unless I use them in conjunction with a monsoon coil. So there's a big one in the base there that I poured underneath of my original chembuster, and that's doing a lot of work right now. That sucker is pointed right there. That's where that's at. I got one on the porch that's a passive chembuster. It's not plugged in. It's not powered. The only thing it's built. The base is built in a Nubian pyramid shape. It's a very dense orgonite, and got a lot of stuff in there. You know, some red iron oxide, some shungite powder, zeolites, some high ormus rock powders. I forget the actual name. Azimite is a good one. Ken Rilla talks a lot about azimite. He sells azimite on his website, and you can go to that freshandalive.com, and you can find azimite real cheap from him. You might be able to get it cheaper somewhere else. I really didn't do my homework on that, but so basically, this is gonna have to be, because it's way past the limit for me just posting this on Facebook as a video. This is gonna have to go to YouTube, and then I'll post it up and show you. But yeah, as you can see, so I put these on the offense pointing. All three of them pointing more southwest. You know, probably not directly there, but it's really moving kind of that direction. This is in telecast. It's a good website. There's others that you can go to. If anybody has a better one, yeah, enlighten me, and I would love to know. But of course, this is what we got right now. It's better when you can look at the cloud particulate, because if you look at the cloud particulate, I know there's other websites I know where you can see where the wind trajectory is moving. But if you see where they're building it, you can see where things arise out of nowhere. So when a lot of cloud particulate starts just bellowing out of nowhere, like it's possibly a nuclear reactor precipitation smokestack feeding more condensation in to work with to make cloud nucleation, then that could be the sources of what these things are. But I do see many things, and there's a guy on YouTube. I believe his YouTube is Weather War 101, and he points out how a lot of these places are these smokestacks producing more condensation to put into the atmosphere, because if you have more natural cloud particulate to work with, then you can trick more of that cloud particulate into creating more cloud with ice nucleation. Anybody jump in, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is kind of how I'm understanding it. We can see it's pretty horrendous. They were trying to really hammer us, and I'm pointing that direction, directly at where it was. It started here, and it was building, and they hammered this one out of nowhere. It was just a big white cloud coming up. Didn't look too much like it was getting, like it was threatening, like they were going to pulse it or do anything with it. It really didn't look that threatening. And just out of nowhere, at the last minute, it started getting pulsed and started moving at us from Texas. So from there, that's when I put those on the offense last night. Put them this way, directly west, really, a little southwest, a little bit southwest. But as you can see, there's some fuckery going on. But you have to also notice this background. When you start building with a lot of big, powerful devices that are really doing a number on cleaning the atmosphere and doing away with the geoengineering, then you get to the point where it is this background. See that? Fading quickly. When this background fades quickly, watch. 50 Shades of Grey there. Fading quickly. That clears up the first. That's the first thing to clear up. And they've been doing this for about a year now, to where the whole, even if this is where they're trailing hard, there's still enough particulate up there, obviously, for them to do something with to make a grayed out sky. Like what we're looking at right now, that's where I'm at. It's pretty fucking gray. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just rambling here. So I'll just shut this video off now. But that's what we're looking at. Point in that direction. I was pointing this direction last night. I stopped because this thing was going, and I put them on their offense down at this instead of two of them pointing up at that. This sucker is really really pulling its weight, I'll tell you that. And that's what we have right here. It's blasting that shit the fuck out. And just like the ends of a solar system, supposedly gravity is stronger at the end of a solar system, the edges of a solar system, in the same way that you would utilize an AccuVac coil. And basically an AccuVac coil will be stronger, supposedly, from what I read in Slim Sperling's writings. It's not uncommon to stand 20 feet away from a person while using an AccuVac on them to pull negativity from the body, or pain, or any darkness. So what I also see with chembusting and using coils, I have a coil in there. There's not a coil in that one. There's coils in the bottom of all them pipes there that are wrapped around the crystal. That was the first one I made. But as you can see, I see it up here. I can be blasting something up here from all the way over here. That's fucking just about 8 states away. But we can see that I have, through direct observation and too much caring, I have noticed that, you know, the farther away something is, the easier it is to blast down. They build it here and try to hammer it into you. It's harder to break down, but the thing about that is that's when the pyramid comes into play. This is putting up a tortial donut shape, bitortial or tensor field, or a donut shape of energy around the coil or around the device, and the harmonizers do the same thing. But the problem with that is you have to, in this day and age, you have to start running the offense. You can't just point something directly up, because they're using different layers of the jet stream now. The lower the jet stream, it seems they can move it faster, and then the faster something will come in at you. That's where putting something on the horizon, pointing it at the horizon, because waves move longitudinal the same way that they move vertical. So when you can have the ability to have something that's putting out a donut shape of energy, and that's all you're using though, that's when you come into trouble, where they can move the lower jet stream in at you. And it's kind of hard, because I've noticed that I can run a big fucking tall, long, 10 fucking foot long pipe chembuster, but yet I'm only blasting the top layer out. The bottom layer, if I was ever to see through it, when I do see through it, what I see is the top layer all fucking busted out, and you can see a little bit of popcorning effects and harp rippling, but yet mostly the top layer is completely clear, but yet this lower level of fog moves in, and it moves quicker. You know, we got a little CIA plane coming over top right now, checking things out. And I've noticed a lot of different things, okay? Now, if I would switch, you know, I've read an article about the CIA running spy planes on citizens in the United States. And around the same time I was reading that, they stopped using black helicopters, okay? Black helicopters are not, they're not inconspicuous. You know, it's not like there's black helicopters flying around all the time. So if I make a new device that does something, like I'm running all these things, and then it takes more to have an effect. But the bigger and the bigger and the bigger I build, and the more I do, the bigger space I can clear and affect. Okay, they ran that stupid fucking bomb cyclone up at us. That was stupid. Go ahead with that shit. You can't. The jet stream moves this way anyway. It's too hard for them to try to move it back at them. So when they try to swivel it back around, I pointed devices up here and blasted the fuck out of it. So super simple. You can't move, and that's what they started doing. After, you know, I started building with the SMD qubit, and it's so fucking strong, they started moving it in a circular motion this way, and they will bring it down here, because I don't pay attention too much here, because it always comes from the west. I'm blasting this, blasting this, blasting this. It moves here, and then they'll try to you know, fucking juke you like we're playing basketball. I'm not even joking about this. You know, it probably sounds crazy, but this is weather warfare right now. Basically, they'll try to juke you, and then they'll build something here, and I just watched them run it up here. And it was right around Baltimore when I caught it, and I said, holy fuck, that's turning into something nasty. It didn't look like. I thought I was just going to keep going, move out across. And no, did not. And then I don't have TV. That's just not even connected to anything. We plug the laptop in and we watch Netflix. I don't watch the news. I don't like it. It would be beneficial sometimes, but what I seen directly right as I noticed it was here, I said, holy shit, it's turning into something big. And then I seen all this news about bomb cyclone, go get your bread and your fucking milk and all that. So, but okay, so this is hopefully someone's paying attention to what I'm saying now. Someone's still with me here. I'm gonna post this video even though I think I rambled a lot. I think I tried to discuss some important topics and tried to do my best here. So, yeah, there you go. We'll keep watching, and maybe I'll just take and when I make this video, I'll put the next rad loops up. Maybe let's just do that real quick, and let's take a look at the next rad. This video's already long fuck enough as it is, right? And we'll check out, this is the next rad site. Radar maps. You go down here, this is today. Today and yesterday. This, oh, nope. So that is the latest. Let's go back real quick. So now, this was when I started blasting it. This was right when I started blasting it. You can see, it never gets a good resolution with this fucking next rad in this phone. You can see they started building and building, and I started blasting the shit out of that. And they were moving this in slowly. It didn't look like nothing. It really didn't. And then they, at the last minute, you can see, bam, they pulsed the fuck out of it. They were trying, I believe they were trying to move them two together. And kind of like a juke move and build them. If they can, I notice if we're grayed out hard over here and they can keep us gray until a storm hits, it's just like connectivity in the sky. If they have the particulate touching that particulate, it's easier for them to move it where they want to move it. So as chembusters and stewards of the earth, we need to take a look at how this is working and say, okay, to be effective, you're going to have to run torreal shape donuts to clear lower and higher atmospheres. But you also, if you have the ability to have one upright, like I have, that is a 6-pipe down in the bottom there. There's another 6-pipe inside of there, which I'm actually not doing so much with. Just one person here, but okay, I guess I rambled long enough. And let's just take a look at this before I do end this video here. The next rad sites don't pulse like they used to. Yeah, you can see some down here. Virginia's got some an Air Force base out there, and that, what is that? You know, what are these pulsings going on? And you'll see that's a pulse. That's a next rad site. I should have Climate Viewer 3D up here. You can see the spikes coming out there. Should have Climate Viewer 3D up here so you can see. Jim Lee is an amazing geek. I love you, brother. He doesn't believe in etheric devices, but regulations. You can't fix a problem with regulations. You can only regulate the problem, which I understand cracking on it that way. I do. I fully do, Jim. But I'm tired of people's bullshit. I'm tired of everybody's shit. And I'm tired of the horrendous shit that I see in my skies. So I will roll my sleeve up on these bastards, and we're going to do it this way then. So, but there's all these little, those are all next rad sites. And they pulse. They used to pulse at 10 a.m. I can go back. Let's do that real quick. This video is getting pretty fucking long. Okay, we're going to go back really long here, and let's look. May 5th, 2017, 3 p.m. to the following day, 3 p.m. May 5th. I don't even know what May 5th, I don't know. Could have been one of the hurricanes. There you go. You see the pulsing? Do you see that? Do you see how, yeah, it looks like firecrackers? That's all EMF.